Good morning, everyone. Hey, Tom Mahalik coming to you guys from Queen City Sportsplex, bringing you round one of the ACHA D3 playoffs. The Xavier Musketeers skating out against their crosstown rivals, the Cincinnati Bearcats. Kind of a fitting first-round matchup for the Musketeers to get their crosstown rival and try and get things kick-started here going into playoff weekend. I'm just excited to be out in Cincinnati and have an opportunity to jump on and call a game for the Musketeers as they get going on their playoff run, which we hope will be a good one. Starting lineup for the Musketeers. At center, Evan Kopacz. On wing, Brady Hanisco and Aiden Cox. On D, Jack Brady, number 10, Mason Bleckel, number 20, and in net will be number 1, Adam Zode. Musketeers, after some shakeups and changes on the team in the past month or two, went through a tough spell against some really tough hockey teams, and then came out on the other side with a nice little 4-game winning streak going into the playoffs. So they're fired up and ready to go. Healthy for the most part. Missing Luke Pereira, number 3, who's out on study abroad. And a couple others on IR, but overall a healthy lineup. And looking forward to dropping the puck here against the Bearcats. Bearcats are led by Alexander Moore, number 9, who has 4 goals and 6 assists here, 10 points during the course of 14 games in this season. So keep an eye out on number 9, as well as Andrew Ogren, number 16, the 2 leaders on this team in the points category and driving the offense for the Bearcats. Last time out, I got to see these 2 teams play. Musketeers put up a significant shot discrepancy, and like to see him do the same thing today as getting pucks to the net, driving play in the offensive zone, keeping pressure on the Bearcats D, see if they can get on the cycle and get going early. Love to see the Musketeers get off to a quick start, find the back of the net early, and keep driving the pace of play like they did the last time we were out during Parents' Weekend. And for the seniors, wishing them well on their last weekend of hockey here at Xavier. An incredibly nice senior night last weekend. I'm glad that my wife Candy was able to get out to be there for Colin, but also just all the parents that had the opportunity to see their players who are graduating this year and obviously going on to even more important pursuits in life. But hockey's been a big part of their 4 years here at Xavier. None more than my son Colin, who at dinner last night talked about what an impact playing on this team has had for him throughout the last 4 years here in Cincinnati. So see if the Musketeers can't get out here and get a win today and move on and have another opportunity here in the playoffs to play again tomorrow. But for now, big task in front of them is the Cincinnati Bearcats. And crosstown rivalry games pretty much just throw any records out the door anyway, add in the fact that this is playoffs. And it really doesn't matter how teams have been doing through the regular season. Everyone's going to come to play today. And I'm sure that'll be exactly the same for the Bearcats trying to match up here with the Musketeers. So starting out for the Bearcats in net is number 29, John Russo. And up front, Bearcats counter with Andrew Ogren. Hey, what's up, brother?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man. Getting ready to drop the puck. Let's hit it. No sense in waiting. Actually, Pereira takes a draw, so the second line ends up taking out the draw, flipped up in the neutral zone, played back quickly into the Musketeer end. They'll cycle back, look for a little breakout through the far side boards. Now they'll come cross ice, out of the reach of the stick and controlled. Instead, the Bearcats come left on the near side, break in the zone, bodied off by Pereira. No shot gets in on net, poked aside by Goad to the far side corner. Puck played down in deep. Cycle back around and out on the far side boards, give a chance for the Musketeers to change as the Bearcats come back near side. Quick step across, chip made there by the Musketeers at center ice. Puck ends up in the zone. They're off. Played out by the Musketeers, kicked ahead off the stick of Brady Hanisco. Bearcats just want to try and force pucks in the zone, not allow the Musketeers to get forward into the offensive flow. Good play on the back end is a nice hit by Cox. Takes a man off the puck and now room through the middle. Unable to find a breaking Hanisco at the blue line. Musketeers regroup, go far side boards. Good forecheck pressure through the neutral zone by the Bearcats as they're trying to stymie any Musketeer breakout. So far, Musketeers haven't seen the inside of the offensive zone. Puck comes all the way back around to the near corner. Played ahead, now room to skate. Breaking through the middle. Here comes Kopaz as he gains the line. Gets the man on his hip. Backhand shot goes off the side of the net, maybe off the stick of the netminder. Controlled by the Musketeers to the point. Kicked down, but flipped up. Glove down on the near side by Hanisco. Backhands it in low to the corner. Chipped up and out of the zone. Stepping across. Good angle, but dumped in deep as the Bearcats have to change. Pass up on the opportunity to skate it into the zone. Back in on the back end. Played up by Richardson for the Musketeers, up and out to the blue line. Cross comes Howes, and a big hit up high. No call. Hit to the head, as that was a shot on Dady. No icing called, as Dady's right back at it. Picked up on the back end by Falk. He'll skate ahead. Falk gets hooked. How are you going to call that? Nothing's going. Hands aren't moving. Mahalik backhands it in deep. All the way around to the near side. Howes comes down on the forecheck along with Mahalik. Puck goes through everyone and back out to center ice. Dumped in off the glove, but Bearcats come ahead. Bearcats work the near side with speed. Good body on the hit there by Gavin Essler. As Essler takes the man down. Puck gets cleared out, comes all the way down. It's touched, so no icing as it goes all the way down in the zone. Played off the near side board, picked off by the Musketeers to keep it in. Nobody home in the corner as the Bearcats clean up and go far side. Quickly hustling down. Dobson goes in the corner, can't find the puck, and it gets chipped out to center ice. Quickly flipped back in by Essler, all the way down and around for the Musketeers. Dobson jumps up, Finn waits, sees the puck come off to the near side. Good play at the point again by Essler. Forces the turnover, and it comes up on a jump up into the play by Morin. Jake Morin's shot turned aside by the pad of the netminder for Cincinnati as the first shot on goal comes from the Musketeers. Bodies come across, and Pereira's line comes back up. Played off to the far side by Essler. Chipped ahead. Gets through Cincinnati at the point. Forecheck pressure comes hard. Almost picked off by Nate Barrett. And then taken by Pereira and dumped in deep. Barrett hustling up on the forecheck. Puck comes through the middle. Picked off by Pereira and back in deep corner. Good body by Pereira as he takes a hit. Gets fed out of the zone by Cincinnati. Hustling back. Playing the puck there is Mason Bleckel. And then dumped in deep corner by Barrett as Cincinnati's forced back in their own end. He's trying to skate out. Big hit. Separates the man from the puck. Now watch as it comes through the middle. Good read made by Bleckel as Mason forces that puck turned over, and Pereira comes in on the forecheck against the Bearcats. A lot of neutral zone battles, a lot of puck turnovers. Not a lot of shots to the goalies at this point. There's a move towards the net, but in and around behind, pushed off the puck in the back end by Brady as Brady works the man, and the puck gets deflected out to the far board. Shot goes up in the air, gets in behind, no goals, it gets tapped down by a stick. That was in behind Goad, and he finally finds it and covers. Boy, that one went up high off a stick, and it came down behind Goad. I think a defenseman got a stick on it and knocked it out, and that could have backed right into the net. Musketeers will take a defensive zone faceoff here as Dobson will take the draw. One back, Cincinnati fires, gloved up by Goad and held. (15-12) here of the period. First period action. Couple shots on net, couple scoring chances recently for Cincinnati. Puck rimmed around down low, throwing back out in the middle. Good positioning there by Ryan Falk as he chips it hard off the boards and out. Oh, that snips through as Kopacz could have had a break, but he played the man as you should, and the puck comes clear and down ice for icing. 14:46 here in the first period. Offensive zone faceoff here for the Musketeers as the Kopacz line will go to work here in the offensive end. Faceoff down, jump there by Cincinnati. They're able to poke it out to center ice. Back to play it is Falk. Falk will come near side, out of reach, but back through the middle. Opportunity to pick it up is Kopacz. He brings it on. He'll go down around. Oh, the goalie. Oh, man, the ref gets clipped. And what an opportunity out front for Hnisko. Ref went down hard. But a great feed out front. Hnisko's shot turned aside, and the netminder for Cincinnati makes a great save on a point-blank shot from between the dots for Hnisko. And a great scoring chance there for the Musketeers. 14:20 left here in the period. And the Dady line will come out. Face off one back, thrown towards the net, goes off the shoulder, up into the screen and out of play. Good shot from the point off the stick of Ryan Falk. A little bit more traffic in front would be nice. As that again gets Wood back, but comes off the stick and onto a Bearcat jumping ahead. Bearcats try to feed it through the middle. Good step up defensively, but not out of the zone. Puck support comes on the stick of number 26 for the Bearcats, but played off to the near side by the Musketeer D. Goes in towards the net, steered aside, taken by Falk. He'll wait, tries to turn it loose. Falk comes right back on it. He gets held up, and he breaks out, jumps ahead, throws it off the boards, tapped loose, and onto the stick of Mahalik. He gets a chance, shot fired, goes off the blocker and out to the far side corner. Another turnaround. Oh, perfect feed out front from Mahalik, just out of the reach of the stick of Howes. As another chance for the Musketeers. Now played back for Howes. He'll snap a shot, deflected. Look out, they'll try to break out. See if he can win the foot race. That should be icing. No, he'll wave it and say that there was contact on the puck. Good back check and work defensively though by Morin. And Morin turns that one loose. Back on the backside, digging for it. Pulled loose and played around to the near side by Gavin Essler. Thrown towards the net, deflected into the pads of Goad, and a nice save made on the deflection short side by the Bearcats. So up and down action. Defensive zone face-off here for the Musketeers. Through the middle, good stick though to peel that one away. And breaking up ice is Luke Garner. Garner tries to send it on net, sticked aside by the netminder. Tripping takes him down. There's going to be no calls. This is playoff hockey as that goes in the bench. And the Musketeers feel like they should have had at least 2 power play opportunities here in this first period. Blatant stick in the skates. No call at 12:51. But a faceoff does stay inside the offensive zone. Face-off taken back by the Bearcats. They play it around to the near side. Backhanded up the middle. Body taken off, just a dump in, trying to get deep and put on the forecheck pressure. Man gets taken down, but not before he gets it around to the far side and up and out. Bearcats regroup, throw it in deep. Goes in on net. Steered aside by the netminder and taken ahead off the stick of Morin. Backhand pass and then dump in as we go for a change. Dobson's line will go off, and we'll see the Rapini line as Matt comes out, along with Pereira. Far side, played through, Rapini at center ice, now down. Bearcats fire one towards the net, blocked off by the Musketeers. Pereira floats it ahead, Rapini will bang that out to center ice, controlled by the Bearcats. Nobody wants to make a mistake with pucks. They want to make sure they're getting pucks clear as soon as they can and look for transition, and Rapini may have it. Rapini gets down the boards, good poke, controls the puck. Digging in there is Barrett, as Barrett goes down into the corner. Bearcats, though, sweep that away and take it out to the far side. Bearcats throw it through the middle, tapped off the stick there of Barrett. Coming ahead, Bearcats pushing wide, and puck is poked free in the corner. Bearcats want to center up out front, nobody home, fortunately, and the Musketeers backhanded all the way out and down ice for what will be an icing. So 11:26 here in the first period. A little bit of back and forth action, pretty even. A little bit of I wouldn't even call it a feeling out period, as these teams know each other well. But maybe just a little tentative start, looking for chinks in the armor as things get going here in the first period. Expecting a very tight hockey game, and it has been tight checking thus far. Brady waits patiently, gets knocked off his stick, but taken by Pereira. Pereira pushes it ahead, up and out, and then gets a stick and forces the turnover for Barrett. Barrett will chop it into the deep corner, and they'll go for a change. Kopac's line is out. That gets played through the middle, tipped on, backhanded far side at the blue line, played off nicely by Brady, and onto the stick of Cox. Cox will walk it on, snaps a shot wide off the stick of the netminder. Played back off to the near corner. Kopac goes in to challenge. Played back in deep corner. I think Cincinnati was looking for a big break. Good job by Pereira, by Kopac to pin the man, but not take the big hit in the back on the far side corner. Back through the middle, that misses everyone. That's going to be icing. And a whistle and a face-off down in the Musketeer zone. So shots feel pretty even, scoring chances, a couple really nice ones for the Musketeer. A few loose pucks banged at in front of the net, and the one that deflected over the top of Goad. But again, it stays 0-0. Faceoff comes off on the near side boards. Backhanded in deep, Cincinnati can't get it through. Battling on the back end, D-man tries to push him wide, short side shot. That goes up off the edge of the post and into the rafters and out of play. $10:15 left here in the first period of a 0-0 hockey game. And we'll see Dady, Mahalik, and Howes come out. Slice off one back onto the stick of Brooks Richardson. Up on the far side boards, Mahalik tips it ahead. Good job slipping the check. Richardson's going to jump up in the play. Or excuse me, is that Dady? That's Dady as he gets up through the middle with Howes. No, that was Richardson out front trying to find Adam Dady. Was Richardson from the point, but that gets the check turned aside, and down comes Cincinnati into the deep end. Dady goes around on the far side, tips it ahead. Mahalik comes cross-ice, just misses the breakout there for Howes. Played back as Cincinnati needs to change. Through the middle, stretch for Mahalik, goes off his stick, can't catch the whistling pass there through the middle, as he read that well, knowing there could have been a break opportunity on the change. Now back through the middle, that's going to be, oh, I can't see why that's not icing. Nobody had it, nobody touched it. Back through the middle, that puck gets swept aside by Finn Dobson and played out of his zone. Mahalik can finish his change. And that gets thrown in deep, stick aside by Goad. Dobson goes far side, played ahead off the stick of Morin. Breaking out of the zone is Luke Garner. Garner gets it in deep. Jack Darlene, first one there, tries to center out front. Stick lift made on Dobson before he can get that deflection on net. Step up there, you want to catch the body. As Essler gets the poke check, but it comes in the zone. There's a good body play made by Morin. And the puck's loose. Gets out of the reach, though, of Darlene, and it stays in the zone. Finally, on the far side, Morin gets that free and kicks it ahead for Garner. Garner will dump it in the zone, stay on for now as a partial change for the Musketeers. Back off far side through the middle. Bearcats with a little bit of room. Chips it in deep corner. Coming back to play it is Essler, and Essler rings that back up on the far side. The reversal. Bearcats are there. Puck comes down. Bearcats control. Flip it in behind the net. Look out front. Second man out front. Shot goes wide of goal. That was a nice feed out front from behind the net. Got to be mindful on your back check there to make sure you're picking up that man cutting to the net as the Musketeers escape one there. Picked off and taken in by the Bearcats. Bearcats work wide on the near side. Good defensive position there by Morin. Quick shot out front. What a save made by Goad as he gets across with a good foot and a glove. And a face-off as the scoring chances have absolutely been in the Bearcat favor at this stretch of the period. Xavier needs to push back here. That puck goes down in the corner. Flipped up, doesn't get out, sent back in the zone. Puck movement by Xavier through the middle. Oh, that hops through Pereira. They wave it. Pereira throws a shot on net. Almost covered, but now it comes loose and out to the near side. Look out as breakout numbers here for Cincinnati. But it gets dumped deep corner. Played off. Cincinnati wants to look out front. Picked off by the Musketeers. Played off to the near side. But out of the reach of Nate Barrett. Back down low, Barrett. Back checks down the boards. Puck taken at the point. Bearcats feed it down in low. Goes around to the far side. Picked up on the back end by Bleckel. And Mason sends it back to his D partner, which flips it all the way up and out for an icing. So icing at 6:53 of the first period and stays 0-0 thanks to the glove of Adam Goad. Hi, nice to see you. Face-off, won back by the Musketeers, played off by Pereira on the far side. Rapini can't quite get there. Bearcats stay tight on it. Another shot scoring chance out front. Musketeers need to clean things up defensively on the forward end. Battle on the near side for Barrett. Barrett takes his man hard to the boards. Puck probably played loose. Cross-ice pass cleared up. Take it all the way out, dump in, and a change here coming. As Kopaz can't find the puck, and that one just gets overskated as the Musketeers had a chance to keep it in on the stick of Cox. Instead, Cincinnati flips one in deep, and you know what they're trying to do? They want to get on the cycle, and they want to find men breaking to the net out front. Good skate by Brady as Jack Brady brings it up from the back end. Brady gets poke checked, though, on the near side boards. Good puck support on the far side, keeping it in as Hanisco battling down low. Comes loose onto the stick of Kopaz. Hanisco feeds it back to the point to Cox. Cox fires when the whistle's high over the netminder. Puck banged up the board, slowed up. Brady has to stay out as the body comes down. That could have been interference. And the Musketeers catch their first break, as that probably should have been holding on Jack Brady. I think the refs are going to let them decide this on the ice and not in the box. So at 5:41 here of the period, the dating line will come out. Davies faceoff goes to the point. Mahalik pushing hard along with Davies, see if they can win the puck battle. Mahalik rides his man into the boards, taken down. Puck comes off onto the near side, and a quick transition. Back checking is Howell, shot right into the glove of Go. As they had numbers. Mahalik no worse for wear after that board collision. Dady, face-off, goes back. D-man plays it off behind the net. Far side Falk, he loses that one. And turnover, though, pops through, and Bearcats are forced out to center ice. Turnover forced by the Musketeers. Mahalik dumps it in deep. On comes Howes trying to pressure, but that gets fed out on the far side. Good jump up on the play by Dobson. Shot, oh, deflects and goes off the netminder. Howes takes it out, goes far side point for Falk. Falk keeps it in. Falk goes around the check, walks it down the boards, goes down, loses it, back across. Mahalik feeds it out middle, gets it back, no. Turned aside by a stick check there, but Dobson works in hard, and then it gets banged out of the zone and waved off. No icing. And the Musketeers will complete the change here. That gets tapped off and taken in deep, thrown in off the stick of Darlene. Far side, Dobson kicks it, or excuse me, kick loose by Garner. Dobson there. Garner comes up with it, chips it hard off the boards. Darlene comes in, pressures the D. The puck ends up back behind. We got a whistle and a stoppage. We might have our first penalty call. No, just a net off. I was going to say, these guys aren't calling penalties. 4:15 of the first period. Plenty of hits, plenty of trips. But 5-on-5 hockey up and down in this first period. Face-off. Won by the Musketeers. Try to kick it to the middle. Dobson sees that popped up in the air and out through Garner. Quick transitions from Cincinnati. They like to get up the ice quick and they like to push numbers. That could create an opportunity. Down it goes Garner. Dumps it in deep. Takes the hit. Goes down. Played back through the middle. Almost a toe drag play by Pereira. But instead it gets up and out to center ice. Walking on are the Bearcats in deep behind the boards. Comes out on the near side. Onto the stick of Richardson. Richardson plays it to the point. An opportunity jump is Pereira. 2-on-1 developing. Pereira with the late shift. Pereira fires. Oh, and the shot comes off on the far side with too much heat. Oh, I would have loved to have seen him feather that pass across for Garner. Puck gets through Pereira on the back end. Played ahead. Good step up by Richardson. Skating through. Forward. Top forward there for Cincinnati comes up with it. Better mark that man up. He'll go up high point. Shot goes well wide to go. But the deflection ends up in his glove. And sorry, sometimes I forget to start the clock, so we will actually be at 3:10 here of the first period. Still 0-0. Xavier face-off at the near side dot in their defensive zone. Kopaz, and looks like he won that back. And then he picks up the loose change and skates in behind the net. Kopaz goes far side, backhanded up to her center ice. Tap off, nice play. D jumps up. Good job working up is Essler as he gets it in deep. Cox on the far side, can't shield off the man. Kopaz pressures, but good puck movement by Cincinnati to get it up and out. And bodies at center ice. Opportunity for 2-on-1, fired in on Gode. What a save made by Gode. Got to be careful as they're very opportunistic on the breakout. And the one thing Musketeers can't do is give up odd man rushes like they have the last couple of trips out, a couple of 2-on-1s, but that one was sniffed out nicely by Gode. Face off down. Essler on the back end plays it off to the far side. That's out of the reach of Gunnar O'Donoghue. On the battle on the far side, Hanisco. Donahue comes up with it, flips it up and out. Thrown right back in off sides. Room for Essler behind his own cage. Essler plays it off near side, back through the middle. Breakout for Kopaz. Kopaz will come near side. Evan hands that off. Cox dumps it in deep. Coming down the far side board, Hanisco overskates, loses the puck, bodies go down together. Hanisco plays it back. What a funky Karamov, and that almost went right in on net. But it ends up on a Bearcat stick and out to center ice. Bearcats push down and off. That puck goes into the bench, I thought, but no, play continues. Cox will dump it in deep and go for the change. Full line change here for the Musketeers. Back off onto the near side, dump back in from Brady. Musketeers touch up. Mahalik comes in on the forecheck. played behind Dady. Dady gets a piece, but Bearcats on time getting the puck up and out of the zone through center ice. Back off on the far side. Puck gets flipped around and down low. Bearcats try to go back, looking out front, nothing home. Fire towards the net, blocked off and into the skates. Look out, he can get a quick, and that's gonna be a goal for the Bearcats, as that was gonna be a hooking call on the Musketeers. The loose puck comes across, Goat doesn't see it, and that goes in the back of the net. And Bearcats strike first, leading 1-0. .117 late period goal here for the Bearcats. A lot of hockey left, not worried about that. Wouldn't expect this to be a 1-0 hockey game. But now the Musketeers need to answer. Pereira will come out with Barrett and Rapini. See if they can match things up here late. But Bearcats have done a good job defending in their own end. They're flipping pucks out. And we're letting their transition work. That's something that has to change moving forward. He gets pulled down. Boy, I can't believe that there's just no calls coming. And that, I mean, to call that little cheap hook back there that ends up being a goal anyway, but not to call that trip there. As the Musketeers see that played out to the far side. Tap through, Barrett back covering, shot, whistles high off a stick and out of play. 46 seconds left here in the first period. And we'll get Hanisco to come out. Pereira's faceoff goes ahead, thrown towards the net, stick aside by Go to the near corner. Bodies come together on the near side. Opportunity to break out for the Musketeers. Overskated, play back through the middle. Bearcats working back. He wants to go forehand, drag move. Good poke check made there on the back end. Now thrown out front. Again, Bearcats just going to the right spots. That gets deflected up in the air and then covered by Go. As Bearcats continue to work low to high, creating some good shoring chances, and they do have the 1-0 lead on the loose puck cleanup in the near side of the net. And unfortunately, with the 1-0 lead going here into the tail end, last 19 seconds of the first period. And faceoff comes back off through the point, gets through the D. That's where I think the Musketeers can attack. I think the D for Cincinnati is not their strong suit. I think we need to get a little forecheck pressure on as that gets whipped down low, wide of the netminder. Shot again, tripped off a body and goes out to the deep corner. And we are at the end of the first period as Evan Kopaz is chatting with some friends from Cincinnati. I didn't realize he had so many friends on the Bearcat squad, but Evan had a lot of guys to say hello to there at the end of the period. So we'll take a break. We'll go to the second with the Musketeers trailing 1-0. All right, welcome back, everybody. Back for second period action here as Musketeers will be going right to left here for you this period. Trailing 1-0 on the late goal with 1:17 left in the period. Or excuse me, 1:47 left in the period. Cincinnati gets a goal. No penalties called. One potential penalty in the period on the goal that was scored. But I thought Musketeers had earned a couple opportunities on the power play. Nothing yet, as that one gets floated back in. Little miscommunication on the back end with the D. Brady comes back, picks that up. That gets deflected, turned over, picked off. Good read on the backside, though, by the Musketeers, and it comes ahead onto the stick of Kopass. Kopass sees that poke check turned over. Musketeers come out pressing just a little bit here to start the second. Puck goes in deep. Kopass goes for his change. Panisco stays on. That gets thrown up on the near side. Down the boards they come. Musketeers unable to pick up. Pereira sees that one played to the far side by the Bearcats. Rapini blocks it, and that's easily picked up here as the Musketeers can't connect on that pass through the neutral zone for Pereira. Back off onto the near side, flipped deep by Cincinnati as the Bearcats come in on the forecheck. Brady slips that and goes off to the far side. Jack gets that one through Barrett on the far side, turned over, transition again. Bearcats, good transition squad. Shot fired short side wide on Goad and goes in behind the net. Step up there defensively, forced to turn over. Pereira plays it back near side. Rapini. Rapini will go back in low. D-man challenge there. Musketeers, though, good work coming out onto the far side there by Mason Bleckel. Bleckel gives that one loose. Floated ahead. That gets through everybody and down ice. What should be an icing, and it is. 18:22 here of the second period. Defensive zone faceoff for Pereira, Rapini, and Barrett. Fresh bodies come on for the Bearcats, who are nursing a 1-goal lead from late in the first period. Pereira wins the faceoff back for Bleckel. Bleckel will come off the near side boards, but that goes up into the netting and out of play. Xavier will get full change here. Face off down on the skates, pulled loose. Goad turns that one aside. They got thrown towards the net. Howes will flip that up and out. That's going to be icing as it gets all the way down ice at 18:07. Musketeers will come back to do it again here from the near side dot. Shot goes into the glove of Goad right off the face-off win. Cincinnati just wanting to get pucks to the net. Important for the Musketeers to get this next goal as that gets thrown right in on Goad and again covered. We'll redo it again here at 18:02. Dady's face-off comes off to the near side. Shot down the boards from the point, in behind, played off by the Bearcats. They want to look for the D to jump up. That instead gets played off, kept in on the far side board. Back down deep corner, turnover comes on to Musketeer stick. Thrown back out front, good read through the middle by Howes. Mahalik will come up and pressure the man back for the Bearcats. They play it far side. That would have been a great one for jump for Howes, but he didn't quite get there. Now he gets the pass back from his D-man, circles back out and comes near side. Falk with it, bangs it hard off the boards. Mahalik comes across, takes the man off the puck. Puck in the near side boards, swept up by the Bearcats. They fire one well wide of Goad now to the far side boards. Howes hands that one off, picked up by the Musketeers and breaking out. 2-on-2, Mahalik traveling. That gets shot in, fought off by the blocker. Mahalik comes through, almost gets a piece. Still kept in by the Musketeers, fired towards the net. Poked at, kept in, they fired back down low. Skating through and up to center ice come the Bearcats. That one had to be back there, and there's a step up on the back end there by by Brooks Richardson. And then the puck comes off to the near side where the Musketeers battle in the boards. Little scrum on the near side boards. Trying to get the puck loose and moving. Finally gets banged free. Fought through the skates. Good positioning by Richardson as he takes that puck off the near boards again. Right back in the same spot, but chipped ahead. Musketeers get it up and out. Quickly fired on the far side, trying to see a breakout, but Musketeers walking on. Shot deflected up into the netting and out of play. 16-15 left here in the second period of a 1-0 hockey game. I feel like the Musketeers could really get some life and just start skating downhill with a timely goal here. Update for you from the Olympics. It's 2-1 Finland now over Canada as Canada gets a goal from Sam Reinhart to cut the deficit in half. For those of you that are Canadian fans or just like me want to see a Canadian-US final. That puck comes up, bodies come together here on the near side. Poked free, flipped in deep corner by the Bearcats. Puck in back behind. Kopaz comes in near side, Hanisko. Hanisko plays it ahead, right onto the tape of Cox. Cox waits, drags, shot goes off the stick, butt end and out of play from the netminder for the Bearcats. Musketeers just need that extra pass, the extra open man to get better looks at the net. That was not the primo scoring chance you want, but finding someone down the middle sure could have been if there was a little bit of room to work. Just need that extra pass down the middle, find that extra shooting lane in between the dots, and pepper this netminder from in front. Face off down towards the net, sticked aside by the netminder for the Bearcats. Puck onto the far side boards, kicked free by the Musketeers as they continue to pressure now, get a little bit more offensive zone chances. Pressing up from the D spot there is Morin. Morin gives that one off, pokes it free, but then taken by the Bearcats. They work it ahead and backhanded out to center ice. Good read covering on the back end by Cox. Cox still back there, comes across near side Morin. Morin goes back through the middle, but unable to handle the hot pass there as Kopaz. Cincinnati takes it back around onto the near side. Xavier kicks it back in, touches up, good poke check there, and there's a slash that's going to go against the Bearcats. So a power play opportunity finally for the Musketeers as the whistle comes. And power play chance here for the Musketeers to try and level things at 14:50 of the second period. Slashing goes against the Bearcats. First things first, face off one back, shot by Rapini, whistles high and wide. Shoot that low, please shoot that low. Puck knocked free and look out, we got an opportunity to break for the Bearcats. Good back checking work though by the Musketeers, sniff that out. And Falk will skate it himself through the middle. Falk brings it on, works down low, you got in traffic, but controlled by the Musketeers. Now they can get set up with Howes. Howes, pass across, picked off and flipped up and out of the zone by the Bearcats. Howes will come back, reverse out of the corner, hand that one back. Dady, though, had to circle to take it. Now plays that one off onto the near side. Rapini. Rapini backs off for Falk. Falk slips one man, goes around, controls the puck, getting held up, pulled down. Where's the haul down from behind? Just because they called one doesn't mean they can't call two. Rapini ducks under the check, but Musketeers can't get set up on the power play. Back near side, Rapini. Now he can go down low. Now you can cut. Go to the net. And the puck ends up in front, almost juggled. And we got a whistle. And then is that going to go against the Bearcats to make it 5-on-3 for 40 seconds? That's the big question mark. No, it's just a whistle off. Maybe the net was off its moorings. We're going to stay 5-on-4 for another 40 seconds. There's a big uproar on the Xavier bench. And that one gets flipped up, gloved down and kept in. Nice job playing at the point there. Back off onto the near side. High, Pereira fires the low shot, love it. Just got wide, no deflection was there. Good job picking up by Kopacz. Wanted to go back to the middle. Kopacz with it here, goes back low. Now walk. Oh man, that guy goes with him. Walk from the front. There's the deflection, the body in front. And big Jack Brady was down there. And a good save made by the goaltender for Cincinnati. Cox now with it. Cox comes off, gets deflected up into the netting and out of play. Time almost expired on the slashing minor. Couple of looks down low, couple of nice shots from the point, but nothing to show for it as Xavier will take a face-off outside of the Bearcat zone here. Kopacz wins it near side, but back to take it of the Bearcats. Bearcats, see, they spring that guy. Smart, easy play by Goad, and then backhanded out, but again, misconnect on the pass, forcing Jack Brady back in his own end to play it. Brady, nice tip pass out and flashing ahead. Here comes Kopacz. He's got his wheels on. Gets to the front of the net, backhand, no! Oh, and where's the stick in front? That one gets picked up though, kept in by the Musketeers, chipped ahead, it goes far point and out of the zone. Oh, the puck support. Kopacz needed somebody crashing the net as the F2 needed to be driving the net for that rebound that was there. Puck on the far side. Howes comes back, taken away, chipped off a stick up into the air to the near side corner. Xavier knocks it free, but doesn't get it out of the zone. Shot! Oh, it goes off the glove and wide. As that was a golden opportunity there for the Bearcats. Puck flipped up, it goes far side corner. Howes comes back, battling against Bleckel. Bleckel's there, he's in with the man in the skates. Puck comes loose to the top. They flip it down towards Goad. Goad can't find it. Good job by Mahalik, comes out to the near side, backhands that up, but again, doesn't get out. That one goes far side, now they can get it free. In fact, they can break. Carried ahead, played off to the near side, Howes. Howes keeps it on, but jumbled. He'll feed it down low for Mahalik. Mahalik goes down in the corner, hands that one back towards the point, but nobody was home. And that should be icing and a whistle on Cincinnati. 11:15 here of the second. A couple of sketchy moments for Goad there. But it stays 1-0. The Musketeers are looking to find the equalizer. Going out towards the front, picked up at the point, back down low, stick save made. Coming across to keep it in. Chipped by Essler, but now gloved down and played out. Good skate on the near side. Essler will play it off to this side for Richardson. Or excuse me, for Morin. Morin sees that dumped in on the top by Gardner. Down the boards they come. Puck tipped out though, and quickly hustling up ice. There will be no icing there. As back is Morin to shield off the man and get the puck ahead. Chipped out of the zone. Icing called on the Musketeers. .10:37 left, second period. Still a 1-0 hockey game. Face-off one back in the corner. Knocked loose, played off. Essler with it. He'll go up the boards. That gets kick free and a chance to break out. Tapped ahead, brought on. Musketeers fires, blocker save made by the netminder. Jumping ahead, backhanded in deep off the stick of Morin. Partial change as Barrett gets out. That goes through everybody. Morin's going to circle back to his own end to pick that one up. Morin looks to stretch, and he does. Goes off the stick of Pereira and in deep. Back in behind, first one out. Pereira cuts to the front. Couldn't get the shot off. Waiting, wanted to throw it off the back of the netminder. It comes up high. That's a good look. Fires. Oh, what a save made by the netminder. Deflection goes out wide. Still pressure coming. Rapini now with it. Plays it back up high. Pereira. Pereira fires, and that ends up in the glove and held. Good pressure from that line. Good pressure there by the Musketeers. Kicked in from the point by Richardson. Bodies come down. Musketeers play it off on the far side. People come together. Big hit on the reverse check, but puck still stays in the zone, and that's all that matters. Cutting out front, Falk tries to go down the middle. He gets swept off, and now we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a penalty call, a hook going against as Falk draws the call. Great work by Falk, and a power play chance again for the Musketeers. He gets the stick up on Falk as he split the two forwards from the point. And 9:23 here in the second period. Let's see if Xavier can get some shots to the net, solve this netminder. Face-off won by the Musketeers. Back high Pereira. Down the half boards. Pereira gets it back at the top. That gets through Kopaz on the near side. Body down, but Kopaz comes in, picks it up. Played off here to the point. Pereira walks. Hands back off for Kopaz. Kopaz slides near side. He waits. Low to high. First low, now back to Pereira Kopaz mid-boards, now Pereira high. He fires. That's loose. Oh my goodness. What an opportunity there. Great shot by Pereira from the point. And then driving to the net and taken down was Cox. Or Haniso, which one was it? It was Cox who went into the netminder, courtesy of the cross check from the Bearcats defender. Face-off again, won by the Musketeers, getting set up on the power play. Working through the high point, Pereira back, down low, banks off the back boards. Picked up and thrown back out front, but nobody able to clean things up. And it's cleared out down ice by the Bearcats after good pressure for the first 45 seconds of that power play by the Musketeers. Now they'll stretch it ahead, walking on and waiting to get set up. Handed back, Jack Brady fires. Brady's shot turned aside by the blocker. Back off the far side, Cox. Cox back high for Pereira. Pereira to Cox. Cox walks in and fires. Save made. Nobody out in front for the rebound. Musketeers need to find a loose puck and bang it home. Second chance opportunities are going to be key. Good slip move and made by Kopaz as he jumps ahead. Evan will bring that on. He gets around the D, back out front. Oh, two men there, but Hanisko on the backhand. Couldn't get a shot. Hanisko with it on the far side. He'll go back to the point. A couple fresh bodies on as Dady joins the fray. That gets thrown off near side Dady. That gets a whistle and a stoppage. Net came off its moorings at 7:46. Some odd seconds left in the power play for the Musketeers, but they've been moving their feet and drawing calls. Definitely had a good start here to the second, although nothing to show for it quite yet. Back to the point it comes. No room through traffic. They go to the far side. Hanisco's shot goes off the glove and out to behind the boards. Skating across his house to keep it in. Now the near side Falk. Good work through the middle. Oh, he misses the pass. That was the one. That was the correct feed. Just doesn't get it there. Block. Falk has to regroup. Play it back down low. Gets in on the skates. Back across. Score! There it is! Beatty puts it home! And it's 1-1! That's the extra feed. That's the extra pass as it comes across the crease. And Beatty bangs it home to make it 1-1. Musketeers capitalize and get back to even. And that brings life onto the Musketeer bench, what they've been waiting for. 7:19 here of the second period. We got a 1-1 hockey game. And you'll see a Bearcats push now, but energy here as Essler plays it around on the far side. Tap through, getting up and out. Here comes Pereira. Evan Kopaz slips a check. Gets the puck all the way down into the near corner. Kopaz back to the point, thrown towards the net. Deflection goes off the skate and goes wide. Good reach and push by Essler to keep it in. Essler will circle back. That gets backhanded ahead. Essler hustling back and across. Played by Morin, and Morin gets it in deep. Changes here as Bearcats wanted to stretch, but it wasn't there. Good tap here. It goes in deep corner. Back to play it on the back end was Morin. Morin sees that go up the boards in a big scrum as Pereira steps in, bangs at the puck along with Barrett. Musketeers see that one. Oh, and a pull down on Pereira. He fights through and gets it loose for Barrett, but it hops through his stick. Kept in at the point. Back off to the near side. Thrown towards the front of the net. Deflection score. Wow, just throws it on net. And he gets a deflection. Might have gone off of a Musketeer defender. I'm not so sure. No, I don't think anybody touched it for the Bearcats. It was a hard angle shot by the D-man, number 2. I think it just hit a body and changed direction. And Goad never saw that as it probably got knocked down and trickled through. And there's the bounce at 6:08 that Cincinnati wanted to go back up 2-1 as all the pressure was going the way of the Musketeers. So now they just got to regroup and find the leveling goal again. Beatty wins the face-off back, thrown in towards the net, sticked aside by the netminder. Mahalik picks that one off and knocked free. Beatty with it, hands off, shot by Howes. It's loose in front, puck comes free, shot, off wide, off a body, goes out to the far side. That was from the point, as that got whistled by Bleckel. Backhanded by Beatty down the boards, read well by the Bearcats. They backhand that up and out, that should be icing, and it is. Loose pucks in front there, but nobody could find it for the Musketeers as Mahalik and Howes were both there and saw that bounce free and then kicked out. Those are the loose pucks we want to find on this netminder and find our way home. This one gets chipped out of the zone by the Bearcats. Cross ice pass picked up through the middle. Mahalik deflection on, and now down comes Howes. Howes on it. He waits, hands that one back off. Mahalik in the corner, kicks it around. Howes had vacated the area. That goes back to the point, kept in. Backhanded to the deep corner. Howes will be there first. He goes in up underneath the man, knocked free. Taken at the point, Bleckel. Backhanded off. Bleckel finds it off of a Bearcat stick, and then it gets blocked and chipped ahead, but not out. Bleckel sends it far side. Howes is there. Snaps a shot off, but it hits a stick. Didn't get off quick enough, and it gets deflected up and into the corner. Near side battle. Bearcats come up with it, flip that ahead and up and out. Jack Brady back, pick that one up. Jack will reverse, comes off to the near side, nobody home. Bearcats with it, throw it in off sides. That was a favor as that ends up coming back up ice for Howes. Howes, though, overskates, now throws it in deep. He'll go for his change. Puck comes around the near side board. 5-on-5, Bearcats have just been quicker. Oh, body gets knocked down. I'm not sure how that plays on, but it does. Puck was in his glove, so we'll call it active in the area. Bearcats win another puck battle, get it in deep. Richardson's back there to pick it up. He goes far side, gets flipped up and out. Yeah, there'll be nothing there, no icing as that trickles down. Forecheck pressure coming from Gardner. Gardner, boy, he could have lit him up right there, and he didn't. Held off. Up comes Falk, pressuring on the near side. Puck is loose. Gardner lost his twig. That's going to give a chance for the Bearcats to break out. Kopaz just takes the man off the puck. But the Bearcats control, trying to go out front. Good stick check there to block as it comes through the middle. Pass out of the reach. Those are ones you need to have go on the tape. The puck is still moving off the sticks of the Bearcats to the far side. Bearcats come back middle. They've got numbers. Good step up by the D. Good gap control. Cleaned up and taken by Dobson on the near side. Or excuse me, that was Kopaz. Kopaz kicks it ahead and out. Regroup at the blue line for the Bearcats. And they wave it for some reason again. Don't know. I've always had some misgivings about what is icing and what isn't. Usually it means if you didn't touch that puck on the correct side of the red line, it should be icing. But they wave off more things than I can imagine at all levels. As a shot for the Musketeers come off from the near corner. That was off the stick of Cox. Netminder for the Bearcats has been solid. Taken down on the Musketeers. Puck comes to the point. Falk tries to go down the boards. Look out. That gets turned over. Bearcats come ahead. He's on his off wing. Shot through the middle. Good stick by Goad. Forces it out to the far side. And then good battle and a good puck win there as Musketeers come up ice. Now back across through the middle. Oh, don't knock that stick away. That's a penalty. That's unsportsmanlike if you do that. Puck thrown ahead. That one comes off and into the back end at his own blue line is Morin. Morin off for Falk. Falk takes a big hit while looking up ice, but Pereira supports and that puck goes through and down ice on the near side. Rapini in there battling along with Barrett. Puck goes up the far side board. Shot by Essler, deflected, goes out wide of the netminder. Loose puck controlled by the Bearcats. Back to the point. Kept in by Essler. He goes in and battles. Rapini comes across, bangs that free. Backhanded across. Oh, what a good skate. Bearcats D sniffs that out as that would have been a scoring chance for sure as Barrett sees that one go all the way down ice off a Bearcat stick. And an icing at 1:25 here of the period. Still a 1-goal game, only now it's 2-1 Bearcats. Matching goals here in the second period. Power play tally for the Musketeers, or at the end of the power play. And an answering goal on a deflection off of a Musketeer player to make it 2-1. Love to see a late goal here to level things up for the Musketeers. Backhand, oh, win out, but it comes out of the zone. Back through the middle, oh crap, broken stick, and that's gonna be trouble. Forwards need to get back, and somebody should give a D-man a stick. Barrett covers up in front, don't leave that guy alone, nobody's there with a stick. That comes in on Goad, and Goad turns to the side with the pad. And finally it gets rocketed out, and that should give him a chance to get to the bench. As Morin, without a stick, felt like we were down a man. Now back ahead, good pickpocket, no, Dady couldn't get it. That's a nice control there by the Bearcats as he fires that one through the crease now to the near corner, wide of Goad. Puck fed around onto the far side, Howes flips that one up in the air. D-man back for the Bearcats, plays that off near side, goes off the linesman and back in the zone. Essler misses the check but slows things up. Room to work as they backhand it up and out. Mahalik comes down ice, can't get a glove up on that one. Back through the middle, good job by Dady, comes across, Dady goes down. Look out as stretch pass here for the Bearcats. Bearcats back through the middle, rocketed wide. Boyne sliding and vacating the area was Goad as we'll get to the end of the period. And in familiar territory, the Musketeers find themselves down 2-1. 1 goal deficit going to the third. Okay, here we go. Welcome back. We are getting ready for the start of the third period as the Musketeers are going to have to come back from 2-1 down against the crosstown rival Cincinnati Bearcats. 1 goal apiece in that second period. Musketeers leveled it at 1-1 on a power play goal from Adam Dady on a beautiful cross-crease pass for the wide open net. And then a carom deflection from an impossible angle by the defenseman for the Bearcats. About a minute later, re-extends the lead to 2-1, and that's how the period ended. So here we are for the start of the third, and the Musketeers going left to right, looking to solve the netminder and level this game as soon as possible. No more goals can be afforded here, as Musketeers do not want to give up a 2-goal lead. Don't want that deficit, as the 1-goal lead is something you can come back from here on this squad. I thought Musketeers controlled the biggest portion of that second period. Far more offensive flow and chances in that second period. You want to carry that on here in the third. Musketeers fire. What does that score? There it is. Doubles it from the point. And it's 2-2. Shot from Mason Bleckel, and Bleckel sends it home to make it 2-2 right away. The early goal on the first shift. Now we got a 2-2 hockey game at 19:30. Put the puck on net, good things happen. That's not just true for the Bearcats, as another D-man fires one towards the net and sees it go home. Puck won back by the Musketeers. Dumped in deep on the back end. Just what the Musketeers ordered. There's a big hit on the far side. Beautiful hit. And then a shot that goes high and wide. Please shoot lower. And there's a whistle and a stoppage. We get a fresh change as the Kopaz line comes out. Or it goes off, excuse me, and the Pereira line comes out. Even strength goal from Mason Bleckel. Levels it, a shot from the point knocked down. Backtracking here, coming through the middle. Bodies for the Bearcats. Bearcats push wide, throw win in, short side wide to go. Now we got a whistle. Net came off its moorings. Canada still in a battle with Finland, trailing 2-1 with 14 minutes left in the third period of the Olympic semifinal, for those of you that want to know. Face off on the near side for the Pereira line in the defensive zone. Pereira lets Richardson know what he wants there on the back end. Face-off went straight back by Pereira for Richardson. That ain't about in front of goal. Oh my, that was dangerous on the deflection from behind the net. That tracked through the crease. No harm done as that comes up onto the stick of Pereira, breaking out. Down ice, cross ice pass. Oh, couldn't quite get there. Goalie gets taken down. Tracking back. Oh, he lets him through. Puck moves. Oh my, never saw it. And Gold sees it come out on the short side. Oh my. And now we got a whistle. And we're going to get a penalty and a cross check going against, I think, or is that just net on? That's going to be a cross check going against Richardson? No. Oh man, for a second I thought he called a penalty on Richardson there, who got buried, but we're just gonna get a whistle, nets off, and a defensive zone face-off. That one got through Goad and deflected under the pad and just skirted by the outside of the post. So close to being 3-2 in favor of Cincinnati. Puck back behind the net. Falk gets it off to the far side, flipped up and down ice, gets through Barrett. Musketeers can't control. Bearcats instead break out through their own blue line. Mahalik comes across. Puck gets gloved down by the Musketeers in the defensive zone. Played off onto the near side boards. Banging at the puck. Digging for it on the near side. Let's see Mahalik close space just a little bit. Big scrum here. No puck movement. Going to get a whistle soon unless they can dig it out. And they do. It gets chipped up and out of the zone. Puck near side, thrown in the zone. Chance to flip it up and out. Gets through. Mahalik back out. Comes all the way back in on the D stick. Richardson tries to throw it deep on net. Instead, it goes around a body and out to the backside. Forecheck pressure coming on by O'Donohue. Excuse me, by Dady. And that puck gets thrown right back in by Xavier to the near corner. Look out for the breakout pass. Good body position on the back end by Morin. And Morin steals the man off into the corner. Bearcats still working. You know what they want to do? Get to the front of the net with the puck as they do. Backhanded towards Goad. Goad gloves it and holds. No rebound. 16:57, third period, 2-2 hockey game. Equalizer coming from the point from Mason Bleckel. Xavier will counter here with the Kopaz line in the defensive zone. Evans face-off down in the skate, trying to pull it free as Bearcats should come up with it. Blow one towards the net from a hard angle, blocked off, and now room to skate is Kopaz. Evans, right around one, takes the D down the near side, absorbs contact, but gets the puck in deep corner. Bearcats play it off the far side, try and throw it through the middle, backtracking is Kopaz. He waits, reads, and surveys back through the middle. Touch pass goes off the stick, though, of Hanesco. Puck back, room to play through the middle for the Musketeers as the Bearcats were changing. Down low, Hanesco comes in on the D-man, puts pressure there. Puck played off, going to the far side, turned over. Rip shot, deflects off of a skate, possibly off a stick. Thrown out front. Oh, an opportunity, and he gets leveled. Cross check on Cox. He gets nothing. No love from the ref. That gets thrown all the way down in on Goad. Unbelievable that there was no call in front of the net there. That stick was up in the face. Defensive zone face-off here for the Musketeers. Face-off snapped in on net. Quick save made by Goad. Now it comes off onto a Musketeer stick and out of the zone. Bearcats go far side. They flip one into the deep corner. Brady's there. Brady gets challenged, puck goes up in the air, comes back to the point. Banged at, glove down, thrown off onto the far side. Shot blocked nicely by Bleckel on a beautiful play defensively. Now knocked free with a stick, thrown up and out of the zone, but nobody breaking through the middle. Bearcats though forced back, and now Jack Brady jumps ahead. Jack sweeps it up, gains the blue line into the zone. Brady walked back middle, had been giving him space. Backhand shot flipped well high off to the corner. Near side boards, but Brady comes up with it. There's the feed, off onto the far side. Man's alone, shot towards the net. Swallowed up with no rebound by the netminder. Canada down to 10:55 in their game. We're at 15:01 of this contest with a 2-2 tie. Pereira will take a face-off. Wins it back. Oh, unable to collect up was Rapini. And that gets thrown down ice for icing. And we'll go to 14:54. Face off one back, Richardson's shot gets blocked, but not out of the zone. Now it is, it's chip free. Richardson takes it all the way back to the far side, chipped up the boards for Rapini, nice touch pass, and then looking is Pereira, backhand shot in front, save made by the netminder. Pereira probably was trying to center that. D-man skates it ahead. Quick feet here on the part of the Bearcats as they get it up high. Good hit coming across by Richardson. He bodies a man off the puck, and the Musketeers floated out for a regroup at the Bearcats blue line. Two bodies come together on the far side. Rapini with a big hit. Good skating through the middle is Falk, and Falk gets taken down. No call. Falk gets back up, gets knocked down again. Bearcats come out, back checking. Rapini sees the puck come down ice. Now on the near side, shot, loose, back and loose. Great defensive play by Falk on the back end as he sweeps that away. And now we got a whistle and a stoppage for an injury as Rapini looks hurt. That's an LBI for Rapini as he's struggling to get to the bench. So Matt gets a helping hand over to the bench. He'll get checked out. Falk with a great play sweeping that puck away that was loose in front of the net. Dangerous opportunity there. Puck won by the Musketeers. On the back end is Essler. Essler waits, backhands that one behind, picked up by Daddy, and Daddy gets it ahead. Thrown right back in deep. That's another big carom off the backboards out in front of the net. Backhanded towards the D on the near side. Shipped ahead by Morin. Gets up and out. Mahalik wigging for a puck that doesn't come through. Dady's back. Dady kicks it ahead. Mahalik chips at it. That gets knocked loose and goes back in the zone. Back off on the far side, coming across. Mahalik comes down to help, supports, gets the puck ahead and up and not out. Shot towards the net, goes wide again to Goad. That finally gets shipped up out of the zone. Mahalik backhands it across. Offsides. Touch up as they go for a change. That was Howes and Mahalik there at the blue line. That gets flipped in deep. Controlled off to the near side. Good to see Rapini back on the ice. No worse. Oh, sorry, that's Essler. Don't know if Rapini will be back out. There's a shot to score! Oh, what a goal by Evan Kopacz! Right through the legs. He gets the screen by the defenseman. And down it goes. Kopacz makes it 3-2 in favor of the Musketeers. What a shot by Kopacz. No chance for the netminder. 12:42. Third period. First time in the lead of the game for the Musketeers. Evan Kopacz puts it home on a seeing eye goal through the legs of the defenseman. Dump deep corner. And now the Bearcats are in an uncomfortable position of having to take chances themselves as things get late. And this is where you want to be responsible with the puck, as the Musketeers do not want to give up any odd man rushes the other way, as this transition team, and Canada has just leveled with it too. As they get the tying goal with 9:26 left in the third period. Shot from the far side, deflects in, thrown back out front, and Canada sees it coming off a deflection and in the net. And here we go. Back here where it's important, Bearcats on the offensive pressure. Good defensive posture there by Bleckel. He had the tying goal to start the third with 30 seconds in. And now the go-ahead goal off the stick of Evan Kopacz. Jack Brady fans on the pass across, retrieves, and then flips it in deep. The correct play. As we'll get a change here. Through the middle, poked loose, tapped ahead. Breaking up there is Dahlin. Dahlin tries the pressure, comes back off to the near side. Gardner Garner takes his man into the board. There's a shot that's blocked off by Brady and goes high and wide of the net. Trying to dip it out front. Good job picking that one off by the Musketeers. They'll chop it out of the zone, and that should be icing and a whistle at 11:24. Musketeers leading 3-2 here at 11:24 of the third. Really need to lock down defensively here. Get pucks out of the zone. Make no mistakes with the puck in your own end. Face off for O'Donoghue. Gunner steps in. Kick forward. Controlled. Shot blocked by Darlene. And then controlled shot in and a nice save by Goad. Face off, one back. Richardson plays it around. It's 2-2 for England and Finland. And it's 3-2 here as the Musketeers get that ahead. Good sidestep to get it up and out of the zone. And it's good to see Matt Rapini back in on the far side. As Rapini's back on the ice, and he chops that one out of the zone. Pereira comes up, trying to read some pressure there. Bearcats play that ahead. Good job meet and greet at the blue line by Falk, and then Falk kicks that into the zone, forcing the Bearcats back. Bearcats come to the near side. Feel like we've given too much room through the neutral zone to the Bearcats today. Our forwards aren't quite closing off those passing lanes through the middle. If we can hold on here, that's something we're going to absolutely have to do better against Purdue tomorrow. And out front. Bearcats go high to low again. Diving down was Rapini, forces that over onto the stick of Falk. Falk plays it ahead, deflects out. Rapini gets a stick on it, but that touched the bench. And we'll get a whistle and a face-off back in the zone. So Bearcats putting on pressure as we get down to 10:08 of the third period. Face off down on the far side boards. Puck comes around to the near side. Essler, flip play, up and out. Mahalik challenges there at the center ice, and that puck comes back on the D. Dady watches that get picked up and shoots, blocker high, glove down by the Musketeers and out in behind. There's Essler to pick it up. He'll go far side. Morin chops at it. Now it's loose. Dady gets it ahead for Howes. Howes will bring it on one-on-one. Howes snaps a shot. Save made. And a whistle. 9:33 left. Good breakout by that line there. Puck won there by the, and out to the point. Musketeers, sorry, I had a little screen issue, so I was off the play for a second. And that shot from the point from Jack Brady, what an opportunity is. That had to be fought off by the netminder for the Bearcats. Whistle back in, some funky bounces here at Queen City as pucks coming off those end boards. Not the way you would expect it to, ricocheting out front, something to be mindful of on dump-ins into the Xavier zone. Brady will flip that up high, in behind the netminder. Bearcats try to break free. Far side Garner. Garner sends that man down, and it goes back in deep. Fresh changes as the Musketeers want to stay sharp. Puck through the middle, turned over on the near side. Good challenge there by O'Donoghue. Now big step across by Falk. Falk gives away. Shot towards the net, blocked by Brady. And back out. Brady feeds that ahead. Chance for Garner. Gives it off for Brady. Gets knocked free. Got to cover up, boys. One man back. Good hustle back checking is O'Donohue. Now back. Fired high well over the top of Goad. That was an opportunity where the Bearcats did not take advantage. Good news for the Musketeers. They challenge on the near side. Bearcats try to throw it out front. O'Donohue knocks that away. Now a shot, blocked, no, save made by Goad. And Donahue brings it up and gets it through the middle onto the stick of Darlene. And Darlene dumps it in on net and goes for his change. The net was off, so they blow a whistle. So we're at 7:46 here of the third period. We're going to get a center ice face-off? No, a blue line face-off just outside of the Musketeer zone. Face-off, snap forward, off the draw, all the way down ice. Back to play it. They try the far side. They want to come back through the middle. They wing that one far side. Good job chipping it out of the zone by Richardson, forcing them all the way back to their blue line. Pereira gets spun around, sees that played ahead, sent him through the middle. Chance to clear again, easy for the Musketeers as they play it ahead for Richardson. Thanks, guys. Richardson down the boards, kicks that one in the corner. Bodies come together. I really can't see what's happening. A little fan blockage, which is understandable. Back off Richardson. Good skate to kick that loose. And knock down. You got to get that off your stick, Mr. Falk. Played back. Good step up, though, by Falk there to turn that aside. No chance in front as opportunistic play by Cincinnati. Jumping up in the play with extra bodies as they know they need to. Back off to the far side corner. Rapini plays it up the boards. Kept in at the point. But Pereira, though, comes off and takes him off the puck with the body, and that's coming out of the zone as Rapini flips that ahead, gets around the D, and he has puck control down the near boards. He absorbs contact. Watch the cross check. Don't need it. Don't need a penalty, boys. Puck comes back up ice on the Bearcats stick. They dump it in deep and around. Rim to the far side. Morin lets that go to the point. Shot from the point, blocked off. Another shot. Pad save made by Goad. Near corner, Essler gets swept down, but it goes far side. And Morin able to flip